Alright, hey traders, let's have a look at what the market's doing right now, and basically let's go straight into the charts. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright traders, so all of the market, the S&P 500 down 2.3%, Dow Jones down 2.2%, Russell down 2.7%, the Nasdaq got down 3% as well too. So markets is definitely on its way. What I've been saying for the last probably couple of weeks, that we're looking to see more downside. The market's looking very weak, especially this last week, guys. I've been telling you about what I've been seeing in the market, and that's actually been coming into what is actually happening within the market. So let's have a look at this here, guys. We're looking at the S&P 500 right now. We can see that this market's breaking out of this here. So I actually have a target now, guys, probably down here. And I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, as I said in yesterday's video, I wouldn't be too surprised if we started seeing some news come out about different, there's a bomb here, there's a killing here, there's a shooting there, this and this and this, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if that starts to come out now in the markets, and you start to get some people fearful and getting some flashes down. That's just what I think, and that's just what I see. Now, what I see moving forward through this year, I think we, at least for the short term, guys, we can get down to this bottom here. But man, this overall chart, if you look at this weekly chart here, open this up, people. This weekly chart is very, very, very weak. Look at this, runs up, comes back down, comes back up, and now look at this here. So guys, I'm telling you right now, to me, this looks like it's the start of a decent drop down. Like we're talking, down to I reckon probably down to around about, at least down to 1500. I know that sounds pretty crazy, but I've actually got a projection of where we are right now throughout this year of 1550. So that is my projection for this year, that we will get down there. Projection is 1550 on the S&P 500. And the reason why I say that, guys, is because just looking at the market and looking at the way that's actually happening here, things are just not lining up properly, and we are definitely getting a lot of selling pressure in the markets, and this whole pattern through here looks very, very, very weak. It just is rolling over. Now we're going down. So looks very weak, guys, overall. Anyway, let's actually move on here to Dow Jones. The Dow Jones had another nice move to the downside. So again, I have a target of down here, probably even down towards these lows down here of the 1550 on the Dow Jones, and possibly even lot more, especially for the short term. And again, guys, look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart looks very, very weak as well too. Looking on the Russell, guys, the Russell chart, we can see that's really starting to hover there. Really starting to come down. You can see the Russell just breaking down. This Russell is about to get hammered, and I'm telling you, this Russell index, around about 106 now. This Russell index, I have a target down here of 85. So that's where I think we're going especially this first half of this year. I think 85 is a target on the Russell index. And look at on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's really starting to break out as well too. Nasdaq was the biggest one. So the tech stocks got hit the biggest out of all of them. So Nasdaq down the most. Tech stocks are getting hammered. So if you look at things like, say, Google, you can see Google. So Google really didn't do much, down 2.3%, but tech stocks are, like that. Like what else is another one? Microsoft, another, Microsoft down almost 4%. IBM is another one. You can see IBM now down as well too. So you can see these guys. You can see these tech stocks are really starting to get hammered. Same obviously along with the Nasdaq. So overall, guys, the whole market has just gotten hammered on the downside. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this. Looking at the VIX, guys, the VIX is starting to really spike a lot. I'm actually in a trade with VIX, so go up there if you want to. Keep going, you know what I mean? Yeah, traders, so you can see that the VIX is starting to spike through here. I do believe, guys, as we start to push down more and more and more, this VIX is going to spike more and more and more and more. And you know, if you look back what happened over in 2008, guys, you can see down through 2008, the VIX just got up as high as the 90 level. But you can see that. Now, the interesting thing is, guys, is that if you have a look at the correlation between the VIX and say the S&P 500 and when that happens, let me actually just show you this here for a minute. Let me actually just do this. Let me bring this up here. Let me make this here, this weekly chart here. Let me make this non-linked. I want to make this link, and I want to go, say, to the Dow Jones chart. So the Dow Jones is to the left. We've got the VIX to the right, and I want to show you this. Let's bring up a weekly chart here. And now I want to show you this here. If I bring this cursor over here, and you can see, if I bring this cursor over here, you can see how the VIX down the bottom here was probably pretty much at its lowest it's been for a decade, as you can see. That's where the VIX was. And so you can see that there, and as the VIX started to rise a bit more and more and more, we started getting into the peak here. Now this is interesting. If you look at that there, look at that peak there, and look where the VIX was. But as the market comes down, you can see how that as the VIX got up to, say, the 90 level up here, this is round about where the bottom started to form, as you can see, right? The VIX started spiking up. So this was the fear indicator. You know, and this is where you started seeing Warren Buffett buying, you know, I don't know, a lot of IBM and stuff like that. And then suddenly the VIX started to taper off a little bit. So when most people are fearful, that's when it's time to buy. You can see how the market ran down a little bit, but then over the last couple of years, the market has just picked up. So I would say, guys, look for that fear indicator to tell you where the overall market is going, because it does really go through there. And as you can see, guys, if you go through here, this low point through here, as you can see, was that low point through there. The market then sort of picked back up, it had a pullback down, went to this low point through there. You can see how this low point down through here, and that was the high point over there on the Dow Jones. And so then the market, then the VIX ran up, and then as the VIX got into this point through here, it ran up to 45. Then this was the turning point. So we got into pretty fearful times, and then the market ran back up, the market ran down, and so on and so forth. And you can see here, guys, as the market ran back up, the market got into the really deep fearful zone as well too. That's when people are really fearful, and then that's when you can see that was the bottom there too. So it's really counterintuitive, right? Like when most people are fearful, that's when you should be buying. That's what this here. But the thing is, you just don't know. Last 5-6 years, the 45 to 50 zone has been that fear based, right? Where once it gets up to there, then start buying the market. Once the VIX gets up to there, start buying the market. But the question is, are we ready? Are we getting ready for a lot more downside? Are we getting ready for a 2008 type of movement? And if we do get that type of 2008 movement, then we will start to see some spiking up, back up towards the 90s. You know what I mean? So anyway, traders, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed this market update. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.